Please welcome to the Bing Lounge, LP. Get everybody situated here. Well, thank you for coming in. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
I became actually last time I saw you was in Boulder, Colorado. We were in the lobby of the Fox Theater, and I was geeking out. I was like such a geek.
Fun,
Jeez. I was like, wow, yeah, can't wait to get you to Portland and all this. So you're here. What's been going on since Boulder?
Just more of the same, more shows. We've been doing a lot of festivals and stuff. We just did. I'm not sure. It's kind of a bit blurry since then, but
You did
I think it's like
just last weekend.
yeah,
right?
Bumbershoot, and before that we did X Fest, which was in Calgary and then Edmonton.
Okay.
And that was really nice. It's just been really, really cool to get with people that don't know us and mix with a smattering of people that do know us, and just getting to spread the word a little bit to people.
There's no show in town tonight, but there are plans for an upcoming tour?
There is a show.
There is a show?
Is there not a show tonight in town?
Wow,
I believe there is. We're playing at a festival. The Crystal Ballroom we're playing at.
Wow.
We're opening up for Passion Pit. Sorry.
So you've got this album out. It's an EP, actually, and you've had a couple before that, and you've written songs. Backstreet Boys, Joe Walsh, and Rihanna have all recorded your songs.
Yeah, it's
That's an
random.
Interesting smattering of artists.
Yeah. I have more that are like more kind of ridiculously
Really? Like
all over the place.
Example?
Rita Ora. She's like an English artist.
Oh, right.
I don't want to say.
Okay.
Before. I mean, it's happening, but it's such like it's so ridiculously like such a like major person that if I gets back to her and I feel like a dummy.
Okay.
You'll find out soon
We'll save
enough.
that for later. That's fine. I'm fascinated by the songwriting process because I don't do it myself, and it's like you all have this magic chalice that you drink from, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell it tastes like.
I wish I knew there was a magic chalice.
Yeah, I mean, well, what's it like? What does it feel like when you're songwriting? I mean, for somebody that doesn't do it,
It's terrible sometimes.
Yeah.
It's absolutely excruciatingly difficult.
Okay.
Like, just because you don't know if it's good, and you have to like stay with the muse. Sometimes it's wonderful. It's like anything else. It's like sometimes all the ducks are in a row, and you just feel like something's happening. Sometimes I don't even know what's happening. Like I wrote this song for Rihanna, and I only knew because the other people in the room were inviting their friends down. They were like, "Yo, come down here, man, right now." I was like, "Why are you guys inviting people?" And all of a sudden, we were like singing along and everything, and there was this big group like sing along, and I was like, "Oh, I guess we just wrote a really big song." And so it's just random stuff like that. But I always just try to keep it open, and I'm very like interested in trying to get the best of everyone's stuff in the room, and not like step on people's, because it's very fragile when someone's going towards something and trying to think like where their song should go lyrically and or melodically, and you just want to be very careful, because if you step on them, they might lose their train of thought, or you might hurt their feelings a little bit, even if they don't show it.
Right.
Sounds ridiculous, but
So do you write with a team sometimes, or somebody else that you're writing with?
Yeah, I usually write. A lot of times I write with just me and a producer.
Okay.
But a lot of times I write with another person in the room, which I really like, because it's like fun to like. It's more of just a fun time,
Now, do you write do you write these songs before, when somebody else does one of your songs, do you write it beforehand, or do you write it specifically for them?
It depends. Sometimes I write it specifically for them.
Oh, okay.
And then sometimes I just write, and sometimes it's funny, like a song will come around and I wrote it for someone else, and then when it's finished, I'm like, it's not going to work for them. And then they give me another name, like, oh, we're going to pitch it to that person. I'm like, oh my God, it works perfectly for that person.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it'll get cut.
I had John Hyatt in here, and I asked him about that too, and he'd been requested. Bob Dylan asked him to write a song. Boy, there's no pressure there, right?
No pressure.
So he said he wrote some songs, and he said they all ended up sounding like bad Bob Dylan songs. So he just went back and wrote a song, and then Dylan did one of those.
I was really fortunate. I have a mentor named Billy Steinberg, and he is he's written some of the biggest songs around. He's written Like a Virgin. He's written Alone. He's written Eternal Flame. He wrote True Colors. So he's a monster of songwriter, And he also wrote I Drove All Night for Roy Orbison, and him and his partner. And I was so lucky to have heard. They wrote about 20 songs for Roy Orbison, and his partner sounds just like Roy Orbison. Wow. And it was so interesting to see all the different things they went through to try to get to like this Roy Orbison song, and then they hit with I Drove All Night, and
Nice.
it was amazing.
Nice. There's an interesting reaction. When I was in Boulder, I had seen you before in last February. I think I saw you the first time. So I was telling people about you, and then so when you started playing, I was looking around the room to see the reaction, and it's just an amazing reaction. from your standpoint on stage, what's that like?
It depends. Sometimes there's no reaction. Sometimes it's just like this face, and I'm always kind of scared, you know. And it's usually the person that looks the most like intense and lost and like kind of looking like, why am I here? And then they come up to me after, and they just gush about it, and I'm just like, you got to work on that face, man. That face was scaring the crap out of me, man.
You're scaring me.
You can't tell what people are thinking ever, you know.
Well, I'm real interested to see. I'm dying to see what the reaction is here. So let's hear this music. This is LP in the Bing Lounge.